Police IGP Kayode Egbetokun colluding with Notorious Cartel, moving cash from CBN vault. We have not finished dealing with the issue of Godwin Emefiele, the former CBN governor. Now we are having to deal with, these very controversial allegations. Imagine, I cannot even imagine Kayode Egbetokun colluding with cartels to take money out of CBN vaults. Nigeria, where will they go? Like, where this country they carry us go? Because I don't understand. I don't even understand at this point, because how do you explain this? The height of corruption in this country is so troubling. It's so troubling. If this continues, if this country continues like this, I don't even know where we are going to find ourselves in the next 20 years, because at this point, we cannot even fully finance our annual budget. We are borrowing money to finance our budget, to complete the financing of our budget. In the next 20 years, I'm just praying it's not going to be worse than this, because I don't even want to cost the country, because at this point, all the prayer we have been praying, none is working, not to now talk of me adding cost to it, because what's the actual hell? What the people that you are expected, people that are expected, that are being placed in authority, that are expected to protect the integrity of the country, to secure the country against corrupt individuals, they are the ones that are now being corrupt. Such a pity. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, or if this is your first time here, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss the juicy news that we are going to be bringing your way. Also, click on the like button. Don't forget to leave your opinions in the comment section as well. Let's discuss your opinions and ideas. The headquarters was, over the weekend, gripped with disquiet after details emerged of how Inspector General Kayode Egbetokun has been victimizing officers to shield members of a cartel notorious for oiling suspicious new banknotes from the Central Bank of Nigeria. The interstate syndicate operation was disrupted after 4 inspectors identified a suspicious consignment at Abuja Airport on August 26, 2023. People's Gazette heard from security sources briefed on the matter. 5 suspects were subsequently taken into custody, the Gazette learned, leading to a weeks-long financial crimes investigation. The suspects, who described themselves only as contractors without elaborating, provided statements to the police detailing how long they have been in the towel-dry business, but without providing the identities of the CBN staff they worked with to move out the cash from the Apex Bank's vault. They told the police that they had been operating for years, even before the Naira redesign in 2022, transporting cash notes from the CBN in Abuja to Lagos. The suspects, however, failed to state the purpose of the stacks of meat notes in their possession. People just going into central bank to haul money out of a central bank just like that. Just like that. These people must have backing. There is no how. No ordinary person can just carry out this job. This has political backing. It has, the highest security clearance backing. I don't know how you want to explain the fact that these people were able to all cash from CBN. You guys know how tight the security at CBN usually is. They are able to all this meat cash, like new Naira notes, out of CBN, and they were apprehended at Abuja Airport, and they are saying that they have been doing this for a long time. It is very easy for people that has nobody, like people with no name, to get prosecuted for crimes. It is way easy. Like people that steal goats, people that steal oranges in the market, like you can get prosecuted for as so very minute crimes. But when we are talking about the major crime itself, billions upon billions of naira fraud, corruption, and all of that are being perpetuated by politicians in high places, people with integrity in the society that you expect better from. Take, for example, in that Bobrisky case, the what's it called? The Inspector General of what prison? I'll be the correctional center. What is it called? The Oga Patapata that allowed Bobrisky to be kept in an apartment outside of a prison instead of inside a prison cell. Those are people of high caliber, people that has position. Who is who? People who are supposed to uphold law and order in the society, they are the ones that are usually found wanting. And in this case, it is Kayode Egbetokun. Let's continue. They had bundles of 500 naira and 200 naira notes going up to tens of millions of naira, and were trying to load the money into a Lagos-bound aircraft at the domestic wing of Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja, in a way that further aroused the suspicion of security agents. Just as the suspects were about to be charged, the IGP monitoring unit showed up to take over the case. The 5 suspects, including their ringleader, Andrew Eja, were extracted from AIG Zone 7 and subsequently released. However, suspects refused to take back the money, claiming it had been depleted from 75 million naira to 32 million naira. I cannot laugh. From 75 million naira. You see, this corruption that we are talking about in this country, it has layers. As in, there are layers to it. Remember this journalist who was arrested in the Niger Delta region for oil bunkering, Fisayo Shoyombo. He accused the Nigerian police of stealing his phones. The 2 phones that were taken away from him when he was arrested were not given back to him. You can imagine, you arrested somebody you can imagine arresting somebody for oil bunkering, or let's just imagine arresting somebody for stealing something, and the police themselves end up stealing from the suspect. Like, I cannot even comprehend. I can't. So from 75 million naira that was taken from these people at first, the money now reduced miraculously to 32 million naira. And these people are refusing to collect back the 32 million naira because, what was taken from them was 75 million naira. Let's continue. And that more than half of the money was gone. Their claims led the IG to arrest and detain 4 police inspectors who carried out the arrest. The first orderly room trial was conducted in December 2023, and inspectors Ekende Edwin, Esther Okafor, Patrick Nwande, and Talabi Kayode were exonerated, given that the activities of the suspects were not only suspicious, but their statements were also contradictory. The first trial found the officers not guilty of the allegations of exhibit tampering, meaning there was no evidence the officers stole from the cash the suspects were transporting. The trial also determined that there was no receipt documenting how much the suspects were transporting, so it was hard to rely solely on the suspect's statement regarding the purported total sum and how much of it was claimed to be missing. The first trial outcome was on December 13. The suspects provided a statement to the police stating that they got the money from the CBN vault, but won't be able to mention the person who handed over the cash to them from the CBN. Their statements, which no official of the Apex Bank could corroborate, led to the inspector's exoneration. The spokeswoman for the CBN did not return a request seeking clarification as to whether or not the bank was aware of the operation of Mr. Eja's gang. Dissatisfied with the first trial's outcome, Mr. Egbetokun ordered the second trial, but the verdict remained the same. There was no sufficient evidence to link the alleged stolen funds to the inspectors. The outcome of a second trial released on February 2024. Still, the police chief appeared obstinate. Mr. Egbetokun ordered a third orderly room trial, fueling disquiet from the police hierarchy to the rank and file, who wondered why the IGP was unwilling to accept the trial's verdict, given they were his own men. It was unclear why Mr. Egbetokun did not back off the low-level police officers, particularly after two trials, had cleared them of any wrongdoing. His conduct has fueled speculations about whether he has a stake in the matter and was ready to sacrifice his own junior colleagues to appease a cabal ruffled about the syndicate's operations being busted. That Mr. Eja, the suspect's ringleader, admitted that their currency hauling activities had gone undetected for years, even during the tenure of former President Muhammadu Buhari, indicates that there are powerful men of influence pulling the strings behind the scene. Mr. Eja did not return a request seeking comment. It was unclear if he had a legal representative in the matter. It would not be the first time the police chief had been accused of pandering to high-profile citizens. HEDA, an anti-corrupt group, in April rebuked Mr. Egbetokun for withdrawing police officers attached to the Kano Public Complaint and Anti-Corruption Commission. The commission was investigating fraud allegations against APC National Chair Abdullahi Ganduje when the police officers providing security to the facility and officials were recalled. It is deeply troubling that law enforcement resources are being redirected away from combating corruption and indeed appear to be utilized to obstruct investigations into high-profile individuals and undermine accountability. The statement signed by HEDA and two other human rights groups stated, the groups advised the IGP to operate an independent security force void of interference from men of influence. Still, Mr. Egbetokun's conduct and order of a third trial angered the police hierarchy, who could not fathom why the police chief seemed determined to throw the inspectors under the bus over the unsubstantiated claims of multi-million naira cash transporters. The IG should have backed down, but he kept chasing the officers because he was offended they did their job. A senior police officer told the Gazette under anonymity from Force Headquarters over the weekend, "We have reported him to the PSC because we cannot sit down watching an IG that is too blatantly corrupt to the point of punishing officers who should have been rewarded for doing the job they were tasked to do." The IG was the one who exposed himself. The top officer added he should blame only himself for this scandal. Mr. Egbetokun did not immediately return comment on the matter. The police spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, was yet to respond to the Gazette inquiries as well. It is unclear how the president will handle the situation because the IGP is his loyalist, whom he has known for years. Mr. Egbetokun served as Mr. Tinubu's orderly during his time as governor of Lagos State. You all, what are your thoughts and opinions? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. I will see you all in my next video.